Police tell us the traffic stop can be one of the most dangerous parts of their job. The shooting death of Philando Castile during a stop shown on Facebook Live last week, the latest example of the danger on both sides. So tonight, a closer look at this high-stakes encounter, ongoing series, America in Black and White.
Lots of people carry around, usually more firepower than the police do.
Richmond, California, a small city with a big gun problem. The tension between black and blue is palpable.
Generation after generation, we're continuing to push forward this mantra that you can't trust the police.
A reality that makes any encounter potentially more dangerous.
Close the door. Close the door.
And as we were with them on patrol, a routine traffic stop turns into an armed standoff.
Put your hands up! Hands up! Hands up!
It's a firearm.
The driver has a gun out in plain view.
Keep your hands up!
Don't move. If you move, you're going to get shot. Do you understand?
The driver finally puts his hands on the steering wheel, away from the gun.
Then keep your hand right there.
But the two officers are outnumbered by the 4 men in the car, and no telling if the passengers are armed.
Keep your hands on the headrest. Hands on the headrest. We got them coming right now.
Waiting on backup to arrive, Officer Ben Terrahill makes a move.
Put a bead on him.
Holstering his gun so he can disarm the driver.
Step out. Step out the car. Put your hands behind your back. Put your other hand behind your back. Put your other hand behind your back.
Turns out there was a second gun in the back seat. With both drivers and cops packing heat, revolver, 4 loaded guns, 3 tense minutes. A finite amount of time, but infinite ways this could have turned deadly.
Get out of the car!
Traffic stops are always a dangerous intersection of unknowns. But with our country at a crossroads, grappling with issues of race and justice, with videos like these going viral, the circumstances disturbingly similar.
Please don't tell me this, Lord. Please, Jesus, don't tell me that he's gone.
A police car, a camera, and a person of color. The traffic stop has become a flashpoint.
They are here to assassinate us. They are here to kill us because we are black.
Diamond Reynolds was in the car when her boyfriend, Philando Castile, was shot by police last week.
Stay with me.
His tragic death, live streamed on Facebook, began as a traffic stop. Black drivers are disproportionately pulled over for minor offenses. That according to Bureau of Justice statistics.
He's covered.
Many who were watching commenting on Reynolds' calm demeanor in the face of terrifying trauma.
Keep your hands where they are, please.
Yes, I will, sir. I'll keep my hands where they are.
It's really unfortunate that it was the citizen who worked to de-escalate the situation and not the officer who we believed are being trained to de-escalate those sort of situations.
She was the coolest head in that whole situation. That was
You got my daughter?
unbelievable. Unbelievable. Couldn't imagine. As the cop is approaching, you have to realize he doesn't know what's coming.
Inspired by Reynolds' calm, Cafe Anderson, a biracial country music singer, made this video showing exactly what drivers can do to diffuse tensions at traffic stops and keep everybody, including the police, calm.
You have to have your ID pulled out before the cop gets there. My car was completely turned off. The radio is all the way down. Then I'm facing forward. Both of my hands are here with my fingers out.
It's gone viral.
At the end of the day, the policeman wants to go home safely. We want to get home safely. Even if the cop is having a bad day, you have to go home.
But not all the feedback has been positive.
It says, doesn't this contribute to the blaming the victim? And my response was, I hope it doesn't. I pray that it helps defuse the tension between police and drivers when a traffic stop occurs.
It isn't just drivers who are in peril. Police also face a real risk when they pull someone over. Just last night, a police officer in Georgia was dragged after he approached this car when he noticed the driver was asleep. And then there are these disturbing videos documenting routine traffic stops where the police became the victims. In 2013, Deputy James Boyd pulled over this Cadillac in Bowie, Texas. He didn't know the driver, Evan Ebel, was a convicted felon and wanted for 2 murders in Colorado. As Deputy Boyd approached the car, 4 shots fired at close range. He was hit twice.
All I can remember is blood pouring down my face and landing on my hands. I wasn't able to make it to the patrol car. I was just too weak at that point.
The video shows him laying on the side of the road. Finally, Good Samaritans found him and called for help.
Hey, what happened? I got shot.
The third shot, if it would have gone 1/8 of an inch down or to either side, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you.
Meanwhile, the man who shot him was on the run and chased down by police before crashing into a truck. His car sprayed with a barrage of police bullets. He later died. Deputy Boyd had a long and painful recovery, but 3 years later, guess who's back on patrol?
I went back because it's what I know, it's what I love doing. I love being able to get out there, and granted, most people don't like police officers. If I wanted to be liked, I'd been a fireman.
His wife, Patricia, is grateful for every day they have together.
Honestly, there's always that feeling in your stomach when they leave. You never know if they're gonna come back that night.
We don't have the luxury of being able to wait and decipher through every single decision. If we sit there and wait, it could cost us our lives, a victim their lives, or an innocent civilian their lives.
During that traffic stop back in Richmond, we watched the officers do exactly that, make many split-second decisions under extreme circumstances. Remember, there was a gun within the driver's reach, and at first, he wasn't compliant.
Keep your hands up, man. Hands up!
Officer Terrio says he had legal justification to shoot, but chose not to.
The difference is I've been in this situation so many times. You know, if he was to reach for the gun just a little bit more, that's it. I can't wait anymore. Training is probably the most key part of why that went down the way it did.
Too much security. You never had too much security. What's going on?
The small city of Richmond, until recently, had among the highest homicide rates in the country. And with so many guns on the streets, officers have to be on their game.
Men and women under your charge have to encounter things like this day to day. What do you think?
Well, I mean, it can be a pretty dangerous job, which is, you know, why we place such a high priority, you know, on training, on using good tactics, reinforcing good habits.
Slow down, just...
More often than in many police departments, all officers here are required to go through training like this every few months.
License, registration, proof of
The purpose of role play, to put officers in scenarios like traffic stops,
What's your first name? It's Orlando.
where they have to assess a situation and make split-second decisions that can mean life or death for them or the driver. The protocol?
Well, you know, that's something you can contest in traffic court, but for now,
Try to de-escalate the situation using words.
keep him on the steering wheel, don't move. Okay?
You identified it really quickly that it was a phone.
Yeah.
What was his demeanor like?
He was challenging.
You drew your weapon. What made you draw your weapon?
Well, I kind of peeked in the car to see if there were any weapons around him, and I saw a pistol on the center console.
They're trained to be transparent about what they're doing and why,
I just need to see your hands, buddy. Show me your hands.
while also being vigilant to look for signs of a threat, like a gun. And when necessary, don't hesitate to use their own gun.
Go down to your knees.
Maybe getting the guy to start talking about what his problem is, right? What's your name? What's going on? How can I help you?
Words instead of bullets.
Trying to engage him.
In traffic stops as well as a country, a needed calm, where cooler heads prevail.